I
Do you?
All right.
As
the time is served and kind of last few people pick up some food, Dr. Levine.
Yes, you will see 3 presentations, all of them short but sweet. We begin with mysterious hotspot, the Fantastic Four.
Alright, so we're the Fantastic Four. I'm Mac.
I'm Phil.
I'm Edgar. And I'm Brandon.
So our app is Hotspot. Our whole idea is you're looking for something to do, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night, this weekend. You can just simply open up Hotspot, see a bunch of things that are happening in your area, find something you like, and then head out on your way.
Yeah. So basically, when you come to our web app, the first thing you're going to be greeted by is a map. On the map, as you can see, it shows your current location. Currently, we are at Sonoma State. You can see some of the events that are going on locally. I noticed that there's a pizza party going on. I can click on this event, and it'll take me to the event page, give me a little bit more of the information. Just created this event, and there's a pizza party going on, and then it gives you the description. Enjoy free pizza in CS 390, courtesy of Professor Levine. Shows you your current location, who created the event, the category, price, start time, end time, whether the event is public or not. I have the option to comment, go pizza. And that is basically the single event page. I could look at future events that are going to happen throughout the week. So we use 2 different APIs when it comes to our future events.
So yeah, we used Bands in Town and the Eventbrite API. So if you go to a bigger city, like if you want to go to the map, Brina? And say you're looking for something to do in San Francisco this weekend. Because we have events that are real and coming from these APIs, you'll see a bunch of things going on tonight on the map. So the map is basically anything that's happening within 24 hours, while the feature spots is anything happening in the future. So all these events are real. You can click on one right now. It's like mint condition live at the edition. Want to click that web page, maybe get some more details on it. Bring it right to Bands in Town. Apparently 27 people have RSVP'd.
Looks like a fun group there.
Yeah. Good outfits.
Yeah, like all white.
And then we also wanted there to be user-generated content on the web app, so you have the ability to add an event if you want to like zoom in on, say, a certain street address, or you know where you're, say you're having a little house party or something. Okay. We've been having trouble with the city, so I guess we'll go back to Roanoke Park and add another event there. So in order to cut down on the time of actually having to enter the address and everything, we have it so if you click the icon, add event, it'll bring in the address for you, and then you just have to add the title, the description. You can add a web address, category, and whatnot, and yeah, try to make it as simple as possible.
And what about voting next?
Oh yeah, so if you go back to the map, as you can see, so obviously some bugs, but the icons are color coded depending on you have an ability as a user to upvote events. So the events that are the hottest at that moment in their category will show up as red, while events that don't have as many upvotes will show up as orange, and the coolest ones will be blue.
Uh-oh. Refresh.
They might be in the same category.
I think they are.
Obviously having some issues right now. So now that Brandon upvoted the food and beer event, our pizza party over here is no longer not as hot. But
If you guys want to go vote it up, you can go to tinyurl.com/hotspot. Make the pizza party the hot event of the
yeah, so that's what we've been working on this semester.
We also added filtering on the corner
Yeah.
for different categories. So if you want to get rid of some, that's our app.
All right.
Thank you.
We're here.
Please, go ahead.
All right. So hi everybody. We're Team Edge Case. I'm Grant, the team leader.
Matt, sprint organizer.
I'm Marcus.
And I'm Ruben, the Scrum Master.
And we're Team Edge Case. Our app is contested. All throughout our life, there's this like competition that we have with other people on social networks. Every Facebook post, every tweet we make, what we're really saying is, this is what I do better than you. I have a nicer car than you, my baby's cuter than yours, I draw better than you. Contest is an app that allows you to take these competitions and make them real. What you do is you create a contest by uploading a photo and challenge friends to upload a better one. The community votes on which photo is best and a winner is chosen. And so there's no hiding behind Facebook likes or anything like that. It's just which photo is better, who wins. So right now we have our Android emulator up. It's an Android app.
Or a keyboard.
Yeah. So are you switch that for me?
We have the login here. So obviously we did the app in Android. Ideally, the big picture would be to target a bunch of platforms, including iPhone, web app as well. And the big thing that we wanted to do after this is integrate it with Facebook, so that you get like new contests, won contests, and voted contests coming up in your feed. So this is the interface here. These are the contests for the user we logged in as. As you can see, we have one up here that has 2 entries, so it's waiting to be voted on by the rest of the community. This one down here is new. It's been created, but the person challenged hasn't entered anything into it. So you want to go to like top contests. And then over here, we have the top contest page. So here we have a list of all the contests that have been entered, not all of them, but the top ones. So it kind of gives you a rough idea of the kind of things we'd expect to see on here, but obviously you can do pretty much whatever you want. If you scroll down a little bit, right now, not a ton of them. This one here, the best first date, is an example of creating a contest with yourself. Something we were trying out. The idea is that you can get people's opinion on something. Just an idea of like, you can pretty much make any kind of contest you want. You can probably vote on one of those. Maybe. Enable cast vote. So he's already voted on that contest. We did the presentation earlier, so. Try maybe a selfie. So that's the basic idea. Ultimately, we want to try and get sponsors involved to create sponsored contests and be able to allow users to give opinions on products and stuff like that, leverage the community. And we're really just trying to make like a quick, easy, fun way to sort of compete with friends and judge other people's competition. So.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay, it's really cool, we promise. So while they're trying to set it up, we can talk a little bit about gameplay and everything. Essentially, it's a side-scrolling game. You play as an Eskimo, you're going along, and you're dodging snowballs that are flying through the air and icicles that are coming down from the ceiling. 3 strikes by an icicle, and you die. If you hit the avalanche in the back, you die, or if you hit the penguin in the front, you'll also die. A lot of ways to die in this game. The whole point is to stay alive and dodge as many icicles as you can. If we get it up and running, hopefully, there's a little counter in the side that counts how many icicles you're dodging at the time. Cameron, do you want to talk a little more about that?
I think that about covered gameplay. So the icicles that fall on you, we've created patterns that are defined in config files, so they're interesting. They're not just completely random icicles falling. There's different patterns, like there's a gap in the middle, and you have to move the player to in that specific spot to not get hit.
And then for release, we're having a paid and a free version, which is the free version will have like unobtrusive ads somehow on there, and then the paid version will just have no ads and you can play freely. And then we also have checkpoints being implemented, level systems, and power-ups that will come later. And I think we almost got it here. That's pretty much the whole game if we just show it.
So the goal of Icescape is to appeal to the oldest forms of enjoyment like risk and reward, hand-eye coordination, and beauty through sound and artwork. And for this reason, our demographic is not just going to be young gamers, but anyone with an Android or iOS-capable device. And it's very easy and intuitive to play as well. So, almost.
And so the movements for the game is to move the Eskimo forward. You tap the screen and the guy will go forward, and then it'll naturally slide backwards without tapping, so that's the only way to go back. You can also swipe up to jump over snowballs, because when you get hit by snowballs, it does a movement modifier, so you're slowed down, which is kind of annoying when you're actually playing.
Thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Change resolution. Change resolution.
Go, go, go!
Because it's gonna be like really off, like you're crashing off the screen.
So when can I get it from my phone?
We're
trying to play it on her computer. Holy shit.
We are planning on implementing a jumping motion where if you jump on the, well, we already have jumping working, but jump on the penguin and it'll temporarily stun it.
There you go. Jesus. There you go. There we go.
Okay.
Woo. Right. Do we have sound? No?
No sound.
Okay, well.
There you go. That color.
From the phone.
Okay, so it's one of the patterns we created. There's one like gigantic icicle.
Sweet. Oh, well.
We love our computer scientists. Look, we have one more quick presentation. Lowell had an internship with Autodesk this past summer, and I asked him to come here and give us a sense of how he got the internship, and, what it meant to him, and what he learned. And here's Lowell.
All right. Well, I made my notes here almost a little more about why and how I wanted to get one. So let me ask, how many of you have already had an internship since you've been in school and you're probably getting ready to graduate? Quite a few. Awesome. So this won't be news to you guys, but for the rest of you, how many are planning to get one over the summer this year, hopefully? Okay. So some of the things I found about the internship process were the main big deal you need to worry about is when to start looking and when to apply. Okay, because now's the time. If you're looking at it for this summer, I mean, I know Google's probably already opened up internship applications probably back in November for this spring. And the other companies, the larger companies, are going to start looking at it in December, January. So you want to have to start doing your research now on the companies and the types of jobs you're looking for right now, getting your resumes wound up right now and getting prepared for that kind of thing. So if you haven't already started looking, start looking now. One of the things that I did was just look at myself and what do I like to do as far as code writing goes. I'm not as big of an app designer as some of my friends here. And so I kind of I like doing some more back-end work, working in the systems. And so I looked at quality assurance type jobs and other types of jobs like that. So I didn't want to work as much in the UI world. So, so those are the types of jobs I looked at. And other companies I looked at were jobs that were related to what I used to do in the Air Force, which were telecommunications types. So I looked at Cisco and Lucent and other folks like that. How I ended up at Autodesk was yet another reason why you guys should look at your friends, look at who's around you, who's raised their hand a minute ago, who had internships at other companies last summer, because networking was a huge part of me getting a job at Autodesk. I know they took in about 10 or 12,000 applications for their, I think, about 1,500 internship positions last summer. And I was lucky enough to get involved in one of those through a friend of mine who also had an internship there the previous year. So that was a pretty nice way to get my foot in that door, because I got to work with folks who were going to school at places like Princeton, Harvard, Stanford, Berkeley, and other places like that, and we got to interact a lot as a group, which was a really rewarding thing. One of the things I liked about my internship experience there was it wasn't just a matter of getting a job for the summer and working there all summer. This internship program was broader than that. They had a pretty well laid out way that they had the interns intaken into the company, introduced to our teams. We were we worked for a couple of weeks on just general projects, kind of gaining, they were gaining knowledge about what we could do, and then we were presented with projects that we were supposed to take through our entire internship and produce something that we could then present to the company leadership. I got to actually give a briefing about the project that I did over the summer to my senior VP, who's in charge of IPG. At Autodesk, he's the guy in charge of AutoCAD and all the products that are built on top of AutoCAD, which is a pretty huge deal. Are any of you guys familiar with Autodesk at all? I don't want to be a walking billboard for them, but what I wanted to say was they do a lot of different stuff. And one of the things I found amazing about my experience there was my exposure to just how rich the field is that we're about to get into here. I mean, I was interested in kind of the back end stuff, but I got to work with guys who were working on all sorts of mobile development and other web type development, internal applications. Mine was an app that was developed for use by the executive staff to gain knowledge on their own products and their own processes that they were doing. So it was a pretty interesting experience in that regard. And just the exposure to all the different people that I was getting to work with as well was pretty awesome. So I'd encourage you to please get out there and look at the field first, figure out what you want to do, but keep your mind open to understanding that you're going to be exposed to things that you probably never dreamt of here in school. I guess the biggest thing I saw was how are humongous giant code projects created. That was like the most interesting thing I can tell you, was watching AutoCAD and just how they can compile and build a piece of software that's that large. Just to give you an example, like, you know, everybody in this room has written a makefile or two since you've been in school. You might have had to compile 3 or 4 or 5 files together in one thing. To compile one iteration of the product we worked on required, I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of about 12,000 different XML and JavaScript files. That was the makefile for AutoCAD. And to compile that took a roughly one iteration of one build would take around 4 days to complete, compiling and testing. So this was an automated system that took in a change. Some developer somewhere in the world would submit some change to the code base. That compilation program would notice that that change had been submitted and immediately start compiling and testing and compiling and testing and compiling and testing until either something broke, in which case it would notify everybody in the company that had anything to do with that product what was going on, or it would actually complete a build, and that build would become the next iteration of the product, which was getting ready for release. So just seeing that was like amazing to me. And in the SQA portion where I got to work, I got to actually look in and see all the different code that was in there. I had access to their entire code base for all of AutoCAD and all of their different products, and I got to read through and look at how it all comes together. And working with other platforms was another thing, was very interesting. They work in a lot of Windows-based stuff, so most of their stuff is written in C#, and that was something I had never seen before. It was kind of cool to get exposed to that, on top of all the different various ways that they combine all their scripts together, and it's just amazing to me. So I just wanted to open it up and see if there are any questions for any of you guys, especially those who haven't had an internship yet. If you have any kind of questions on your mind about what you should be starting to do or where you should start looking. Because the other thing that surprised me was a lot of companies out there, if they want to hire you, don't worry about whether or not you have to move somewhere for the summer. Autodesk actually brought people in. I worked with guys from Massachusetts and Pittsburgh and all over the country. They brought them out, gave them a housing allowance. All those guys, most of them lived in the city, worked in the city at 1 Market Street. And so they had no problem. Autodesk just moved them out here, set them up with a place to live for the summer, and they didn't have any issues with having to pay out of pocket for that kind of stuff too. So I tell you too, to not limit yourself on just, local area. We've got a lot of good, interesting companies to work for as well around here, but broaden your scope and look at what you really want to do and where you really want to work. Some of the takeaways, I have a whole bunch of contacts now in that company, and networked all throughout the company. Like I said, I got to brief the senior VP on my project, and he was apparently happy enough with it that they're still actually using that app to gather all their metrics every sprint. So kind of happy with that, and I'm hoping to get hired on there next summer. So does anybody have any questions about that at all for me? Can't explain how amazing an experience that was, just coming out of what I have been doing for the last 20 years before coming to school. So it's pretty cool. Anybody? Nothing? Hey, yes?
So when you applied for internships, about how many internships did you apply for?
I applied for about 12 different ones, all over the place. Like I said, I applied at Cisco, Lucent. I applied for a couple up here. I applied at Enphase. I actually got called in for 3 different interviews. Autodesk just happened to slide me their offer the fastest, so I hopped on it and enjoyed it. Anyone else? Yeah.
Was it a paid internship?
Oh, yeah.
How much
Yeah.
did you make on this one? Because I have a full-time job.
I made $26 an hour for the summer. And then if I had to work weekends or any overtime, I was paid double time. This is pretty cool. Anybody else?
How was the, how was your interview process? Like, what is
The interview process for me was actually pretty easy, I think mostly because I was recommended by somebody I knew. Somebody who was a student here, got hired there last year, and actually recommended me to his boss. And pretty much my interview process was checking me out to see if I would fit into the team and to kind of gauge like where I was and what I wanted to do, how flexible was I going to be with throwing me a task. That was pretty straightforward. I didn't even have to go in for an interview. I did it all over the phone.
What have you found to be the most efficient way to find open internships here in the Bay Area?
Google. Man, that's what I did. I just went ahead and first, like I said, I looked at what companies I wanted to look at, and I checked out. A lot of them will have a web page with a portal where you can search through all their openings. Like I said, they're starting to open them up now. They'll have them open, and they'll hire by the end of March. I would say they're probably going to close up hiring for most of them, and they'll have everybody coming to work in May or June. So Google the type of work you're interested in, internship, whatever, and then again, you can look specifically at companies that you are interested in working for. That's it. I'm done. Thanks.
So, the semester is over. Let's hear it. It's over. Always the details, minor issues, final exams, final projects. Hey, it's over. We did make it though to this day. Just a few announcements, quick announcements about the curriculum. This morning I got the word that we are going, that we can open a new section of 242, a new section of 355, a new section of 470. So there it is. Dr. Stoffer. So this really was a lot of help from Dean Stoffer. A lot of support from her. As you know, it seems like money is always tight for the academics, so it's hard to come by. I truly appreciate Dean Stoffer's efforts to get us these 3 new courses. So the other announcement I have is we have an open position for faculty, an open faculty position at the assistant professor level. These are tenure track positions, and we have 4 people who are going to come to campus for interview next week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rather Thursday and Friday. So no interviews on Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I know that it's exams week and everyone is busy, but I will send out a schedule for each of the candidates who are coming to campus, and I truly appreciate it if you could attend their presentation, or some of you could collectively take them out for coffee. The department would pay for it, and here on campus somewhere, just get to know who the candidate is, and also, as importantly, we want them to know who you are. And that's really important. These are very competitive positions. Competitive as in actually attracting a new good faculty is very competitive, very hard. So it's important that they know that we have really good students here. So it's important that you talk to them and that they see you. Okay, so there it is. Questions? Curriculum. Final exams. So I have some awards here, as you all know. First, clubs, the Computer Science Club and WITS. As you know, the 2 clubs play an important role in the lives of our students. they really work from both ends. At the one end, we have the new freshmen, new students coming in. They help them navigate the department, the school, the university. Help them know that they have actually a group of people who can support them. Help them with the department, with the courses, what to take, what not to take. Hopefully mostly what to take. We really appreciate their help. They set up game nights, as you do know, LAN parties, tours of companies. We had 2 vans a couple of weeks ago that took students to Vertigo for a tour of Vertigo. And Vertigo has been incredibly good to us. And of course, we good to them. It's absolutely, we have given them really remarkably good students. And interns who are working for them, remarkably strong students. But they in turn have really supported us as well. So anyway, there is our club, the 2 clubs. We greatly appreciate the work that the club officers put into this. It is tremendous to take 2 vans, only students, no faculty involvement other than arranging it, but arranging the vans. They drove, went, came back, everyone sound and safe. So that was really remarkably good. We appreciate their help. We appreciate the fact that they work so hard to keep our department a whole. It's important. We have the faculty, we have the department, we have AC, we have our system administrators, administrator. That helps. On the other side is the students. The students and the faculty, the department, all put together makes a whole to me. So it's my privilege to give certificates to the officers of WICS. And I want to thank my colleagues, faculty colleagues, for giving me the privilege to give these awards out. I would like to ask for Melissa Morel, the president of WICS, to come forward, please. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. There's your award. About to shake my hand. Vice President of WICS, Cindy Petress. Thank you. Julie Rosen, the WICS Club Secretary. I think Julie is the youngest of the officers, right? As in upcoming. She was actually in my 115 and survived. Dr. Bouar has the reputation of being a good teacher in that course, but I'm afraid I don't have that reputation. And Kelly Morales. Did I say this was WICS? Thank you. The picture of all. Thank you. And the next is the CS Club. Kelsey Rangel, the president of the CS Club. She was one of our drivers.
Happy to do it.
You're working the camera.
Sorry.
Nick Menke, the vice president of the CS Club. He's not here. David Fisher, the second driver. CS Club secretary.
Treasurer.
Oh, treasurer.
Treasurer.
That's right. You have our positions right. Jeremy Swedra, the treasurer of CS And everyone together, 3 officers.
Oh, so like the one guy that's not here.
The next certificates or really awards are distinction awards, graduation with distinction. So there are 3 elements to this particular award. One is, of course, high GPA. That's one of the requirements for the award. The second is the ability to transcend one single course, the depth and the breadth of one single course, to put together a number of courses, demonstrate really the depth and breadth of understanding of several courses and the ability to pull the concepts together. And the third element is the service to the department. As you know, we do need a lot of help from our students and do get a lot of help from our students. And this is the face of the department. It truly is. Our students represent us. And they help us in the department and outside of the department. So our club officers, for example, they represent us within the university. And students who do well here, they get internships and jobs in industry close to us or far. They are the products of this department. And we want to really appreciate the contribution that they make intellectually to this department, to the university, and of course to the industry. So these awards, the first one goes to Aaron Cheever. Mika Gemal. Mark Griffith. We don't. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Zachary Thompson. I know Zach actually went to high school here, right? It came back to us. Take high, right? Downstairs. Yeah. On the other side. Rochelle Theisel. Thank you so much. Let me ask the faculty to please come forward. Let's take a picture of everyone together.
Way to rock it, Michelle. Represent the females. Represent.
Ramar, you came back. Oh my gosh.
I'm not standing here.
No,
I'm like through.
No. You're going to stand by her so she doesn't feel wrong.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Too many souls too many egos to fit in one picture, Roger?
Sorry that we're all just flawless.
We need like one more woman to like.
No, we need 3 more.
7 and 3. Represent. Like 2 to 1. 2 to 1 ratio up there.
Michelle's worth at least like 10 or 20 there.
Yeah. See, I'm okay with that.
How about the club officers to come here? Just add to the women power. Come on. Yes. Get up. Everyone.
Let's just get everyone out. All of them. Just stand in front of us. Girls in the middle. Girls in the middle. Girls in the middle. Here is the which I mean you're at all tall. I could just wait. Melissa, come here. Girls in the middle. Hey! That's awkward. I didn't see my guy. Very awkward. Just imagining things.
We should send Michelle over there.
Silly one.
They're also, you know. No, I got one more.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You'll never know.
It's the last one. I feel like you might as well.
And I bet Grant
So, last few words.
Besides, professors hate each other based on picture.
I once again want to thank the faculty for making our department a strong department. I truly appreciate the help that the faculty gives students, and also the fact that they don't give me a hard time. I truly appreciate it. I want to thank. That was a true statement. I want to thank Liz Meyer, who is not here, I don't think, our AC. A remarkable person, and she really pulls everything together for us. We are so grateful that we have her. And of course, our own Roger. We truly appreciate his help. He's always smiling, he's always pleasant, he's always ready to help, and we greatly appreciate him. Thank you so much. Last but not least, I truly want to thank Bob Plantz. Dr. Plantz is a faculty emeritus. He retired about 10 years ago.
10 years.
10 years. And I truly appreciate the fact that he comes here to Colloquium almost every week, and provides camaraderie, provides company, and brings a lot of wealth of information to the discussions. I appreciate you, Bob. Thank you. Good luck on your exams, projects. Let us know if we can help you in any way, okay? Thank you.
Everybody has that.